You are listening to WOOP-LP, Cleveland, Tennessee. Whoop FM is a broadcasting service of the Traditional Music Resource Center, and we play America's original music.
Here's a look at what's making news on 99.9 Whoop FM.
Psych!
What?
And we are back.
There's no news.
You're listening to Whoop FM 99.9. This is Lights, Camera, Cleveland. We are awesome. I mean, we could be awesome.
Sometimes we're awesome.
Sometimes we'll be awesome.
We're kind of like mounds. Well, you know, like sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you do not.
Sometimes
I don't ever. What?
I'm Hollywood Slinky.
Hi.
Joining me, as always, is the Ken Dog.
What's up, everybody?
Also joining us this evening is AMC Mike.
I'm here.
You know who's not here tonight?
Tell us.
Rob Alderman is not here.
What?
Well, of course, you know, those of you
Shocking.
folks at home, those of you know his humanitarian efforts, his work with the Malaysian Airlines to try and find that downed plane is just it's taken out of the country again. So he is not here tonight. But joining us in his stead is a new guy with lots of hair.
But this is radio, so we have to tell you.
So
he
we'll
has
call
lots
him
of hair.
Austin.
Okay.
Hi, Austin. Hey, I got bunches of hair.
Oh, he's gonna fit in.
I don't actually talk like that. Or maybe I do. You don't know.
sound that way.
I don't know why everyone's making fun of me.
No one could tell the difference between the people making fun of me and me. So there we go. In the meantime, AMC Mike, pick a topic. You ready? Go.
The new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trailer came out, and the trailer looks good, and the movie looks awful.
Explain that to me. What do you mean the trailer looks good, but the
I
movie
mean
looks
that
awful?
Michael Bay can put together
Oh, the voice has raised.
Yeah.
put together an awesome looking trailer.
Yeah.
Here's
And
the
if
thing.
you actually look
Hold on,
at
dude.
the pieces,
Don't slow her down. I want to get
it's
the full
going
ire
to
on
be
this.
awful. Awful.
I thought it looked amazing.
A good trailer, a good trailer is made up of typically two elements, and that is intensity and action. All right.
Which is all he does, basically.
And if you watch a Michael Bay film, that is all he does. You know, many of the. I mean, Pearl Harbor looked good.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, the trailer
But
did
if you watch the trailer and pretend you haven't seen the movie,
But that part of the movie was good.
those clips.
When Cuba got on and was shooting at the dirty commies,
What?
right? They were communists.
It was Pearl.
Yeah. Weren't the Japanese communists when they attacked us?
Yes. No. But you're confusing me. Stop it. I'm thinking about Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Go on.
So
No, it just okay. So as soon as the trailer was released, my phone started like my phone exploded because
your social networking world lit up.
it did. It was insane because everyone assumed that I didn't have access to watch the trailer. So it was posted to my Facebook probably about 20 times.
Sure.
And
They're just
everybody
doing what they're just trying to be solid
No,
friends.
and that's fine. And everyone went, what do you think?
Right.
And so
You're like the litmus test. Everybody's wanting to know.
But what it felt like Michael Bay tattooed something on me, and everyone was setting it and just slapping the
Sure.
tattoo,
Yeah.
painfully and awful, and it was terrible.
So you didn't watch it every time a friend posted it? That's you being a bad friend. No?
Oh no, I watched it just so I could pick
Every
it apart.
time it got posted?
I've watched it about 20 times. Yeah. Well, how else am I going to defend? What was
I
that?
don't know, but that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that was creepy. Don't please stop.
Boom.
No, from the design of the turtles, I hate
Okay.
to the story, because I mean it's very clear that he went, oh, people don't like the idea of them being aliens. I'll make them super soldiers, because that's what they're gonna be.
Yeah,
And it's
clearly.
yes, and that's not ninja. They're not ninjas.
Did you see the part where he throws the one dude into the Humvee?
When here I'm gonna be a bigger nerd. When Donatello throws Raphael into the
That's the one.
yes, and it was
It
awesome.
looked awesome.
Yes, and it wasn't
If that's
ninja.
not a ninja,
That wasn't ninja.
he turns upside down in the air and hits it with his shell.
Yeah,
That's pretty ninja-ish.
no,
Ninjesque.
no.
Ninja-rific?
Ninja terrific.
Ninja?
No. Part of like
You
my
want
problem.
more karate chops?
Well, okay. First of all, just going with the ninja aspect, the fact that they all are wearing clunky, weird outfits doesn't make any sense. How could they move
Doesn't
around?
make any sense.
Okay.
Let me just pause for a second. I know you love it.
Yes.
I like it.
Okay.
I do like
Sure.
it. Ninja Turtles. That does not go together. It's kind of like when we went to see Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and Dusty's like, "Oh, it seemed ridiculous." I was like, they told you.
In the title.
They told you it was going to be ridiculous. So when you say Ninja Turtle, they look clunky. Yeah.
No, but
they're
but
turtle people.
But the other designs have never looked clunky like that before. Even that mutation.
They do. Well, I don't know what that means, but they do. I do understand that aspect of it.
Yeah.
They do look big and heavy. They don't look quick and sleek like they do on Austin's favorite T-shirt.
But like the not even just physically, like the added on stuff, like just doesn't make sense. Like a ninja wouldn't be wearing dangly bracelets.
No, even if it looked like a samurai vest, because they're ninjas, not samurai.
Yeah.
And
Come on.
it did look like a samurai vest.
It does.
Yeah.
Here's
That's
one
clearly
of
the design.
one of the things about movie
It
trailers
doesn't
is
bother.
is that a good movie trailer does
We can't tell anymore.
right. That's the problem. Is this trailer is cut and put together so well that it looks awesome.
And it could still be a stinker.
Yes.
And some trailers go so far as to confusing you. It could be a good movie, but I have no idea what it's about because your trailer was so bad.
Right. Now, see, this movie does some weird. This trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does some strange things. First of all, it establishes that there's this weirdness in which continuities Michael Bay's production team has drawn.
Yeah,
their
he's picking
inspiration
from a bunch of them.
You've got April O'Neil being a reporter, okay, which is the original '80s cartoon, because she's not a reporter in the original comic books. She's
Correct.
like a
She's a scientist.
yeah, because that's believable. A woman scientist.
Wow.
Fiction.
I know, right? Then again, I'm going to have to say
Just not want me
Ninja
here.
Turtles.
woman scientist. It's
No.
a fantasy world.
You are close enough for me to hit.
Anyway, in all seriousness, though, I was just kidding. But so they've
I
got
was half
her.
kidding as
They
well.
have her in. They've got her wearing. She's wearing yellow. She's a
Sure.
reporter, just like she was. They've got.
They've got her sidekick Vern is back.
Right, who
You
was
know,
the
like-
cameraman who was created just for that TV show, just for that cartoon.
For
And
the
he's-
80s cartoon.
Now, okay, in this film's favor, he's being played by Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Okay, Will Arnett, that's plus side there. Balancing that good thing is that Megan Fox is playing April O'Neil,
Right.
who she is. Let's just say she's not famous for her acting.
Megan Fox as a street savvy reporter. Then there again, they're throwing everything together.
Ninja
it's
Turtles.
Wacky. It's
Ninja
wacky.
Turtles.
Is
Yeah.
Casey Jones in this? When did he show up?
He has not been in any of the trailers.
But
or
I know
anything
he'll
I've
be
seen.
played by Shia LaBeouf if he's in this.
Oh my god.
He has to be.
Would that be a mess? Would that be a hot mess?
Oh, is it
Instead
only-
of the
only-
mask, he's got a paper bag.
Casey Jones, not famous anymore.
Yeah. When did he come into the comic, or into the story, into the existence? I guess.
Well, which
Well,
storyline?
okay,
That's
let's.
what I'm saying. Was he
let's
ever in the
pause.
comics?
Yes, yes, he's in the
Let's
comic.
pause and back up for a second. Okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles began as a black and white comic book
Yes.
by Image Comics. No,
Mirage.
And I read it. I didn't watch it.
All
I
right.
read it. But
Then-
it's been so long.
Then they became, in the 1980s, they became a silly cartoon
Sure.
on Channel 32 is what I remember it being on. But anyway, and then after that, they went away for a little bit. No, they were live action movies.
The live action movies happened, and then in the middle of the live action
Ninja,
movies,
Go Ninja,
there
go.
was the Next Mutation,
Which-
which was the Power Ranger
the company that Saban Entertainment, who makes the Power Rangers, made a Ninja Turtles TV show for
And
a
it
little
was
while.
awful.
And it was terrible.
It was awful.
It had my favorite turtle in it.
I
though.
will punch you over the desk.
The 5th turtle, Venus de Milo.
For real?
Yeah.
She was hot.
No. What? Ah!
For real? They added another turtle?
Yeah, there was 5 of them.
The creators.
Well, the Saban, that's kind of their mold, isn't it?
5.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
different.
5 guys in monkey suits fighting 5 guys fighting one guy in cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Although
No, actually,
usually the monsters look like what the turtles probably ended up.
The only thing weird about that show was that the 5 turtles did not combine to form one giant turtle, because that would have really made it Saban.
Form of leatherback. And they all.
So anyway, so there was that.
together all weird.
Then they went away for a little bit, and then they came back in the 90s as another version of the TV cartoon.
No, they came back in 2003.
Episode 47.
Well-
Nerd.
Stop. We're asking her for information.
I
and
know.
you're
I'm just doing what she would do if we were talking about Star Wars and I was
the
speaking.
numbers on the back
It-
of
but
the
the-
stormtroopers.
The problem
are...
is, if we were trying to do a Star Wars timeline, I would let you tell it.
Right, but I'm not you. So
Yeah.
because
all right.
you were kind. And
So in the
gentle.
early 2000s, we get them as a new cartoon.
Yes.
Right, and then sometime right after that, we end up with a new movie that they just called TMNT. That was a computer generated
Yes.
new reimagining once again of the Ninja Turtles, which was pretty good.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
And then they went away for a little while, and now they've come back on Nickelodeon
Yes.
as a new cartoon,
And
and
this
it's
and this
pretty
is-
good.
And this is a fan favored
Version.
iteration.
Yes.
This newest is probably
Is very
the-
well liked.
Yes. And then now there's Michael Bay. So the point is, though, they have done many different versions with many different variations on the stories. You know,
Sure.
April O'Neil has went from being a scientist to a television news reporter to what was she in the 2000 cartoon?
She was back to a scientist.
Okay, and then she was an archaeologist in the TMNT cartoon. Or no,
yeah,
she
but
was
actually, the archaeologist is harkening
her
back.
father. Yeah.
Well, no, it's harkening back actually to the black and white comics. She actually ends up doing that a little bit as well.
And then and then in the new one, she's a teenager.
But her father is a scientist.
Right. And now, in Michael Bay's version, he's chosen to go back to the 80s cartoon, the least serious of all of the versions.
Will Arnett's the cameraman.
Megan,
It's not gonna. It can't be that serious. He's not. Well, he's not taking that. I don't think. And this is gonna upset you because you want that. But I think he's Starsky and Hutching it. I don't think he's taking it that serious. I think he wants it to have quite a bit of comedy and wackiness to it.
I mean, and maybe he is, and you know,
I don't know. If you've seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in any other form and have also seen the new trailer, give us a call at 423-614-5553. So in this trailer, there's also evidence that he's picked other little bits and pieces of stuff from other versions, and it's just strange that it implies in this trailer that they are going to be Super Soldier, the product of super soldiers, as opposed to like accidental mutation.
The product of Shredder doing in some
well,
extent.
Shredder and April's father.
Bum bum bum.
I know.
Yeah, is that on the board? The bump bump bum. That should be
No.
somewhere.
Yeah, we should probably
that should be a
make
hotkey.
that. Yeah, definitely.
You know, I have a woohoo.
Yeah, that's
That's
not
not really
really.
what I'm trying to convey.
No. Ninja Turtle.
No, that's
Yeah,
Fred's
please-
song.
please.
Oh, that's a funny song. No. So
And my mom would always say things like, "I don't want to know where you've been."
they're almost doing a it feels a little Spider-Man-ish to me. Oscorp, right? Peter's father working with the Green Goblin.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little of that. The Shredder costume looks similar. It doesn't look like he doesn't it?
They don't show very much.
They-
They
they-
show the helmet.
I mean, yeah, actually, what I've seen of the Shredder's outfit, it's, I mean, as accurate as you can be. You know, like.
So
there's
he
only-
was like, "I'm going pretty accurate with Shredder. I'm happy with that."
But-
Now
well,
the
besides-
turtles, I want them to
Besides
look
the
like a
fact
hot
that
mess.
you know,
Guys,
But-
hey,
he's
as
whitewashed.
you guys get loud, pull away from your mics a little.
Sorry.
We're maxing out.
I
know it's very passionate.
yeah. So
Now,
he decided
Shredder,
to
though,
keep that.
Shredder is being played by a fantastic actor.
Michael Fichtner.
Now, if you can get past the fact that Shredder is supposed to be Asian and Michael Fichtner is not,
no.
Right.
he is a great actor.
Sure. And he plays that kind of smooth, diabolical.
Smart, evil guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I think they're getting a little further away from the Asian roots.
I think they're getting away from a lot of the roots. Period.
What about
which
what about Splinter? Is Splinter going to be in this?
they
Have
haven't
alluded to
shown
it at all?
any indication that there is a Splinter at all.
But
there-
my understanding is
There
that
has to be.
he's being played by Zac Efron. Oh my god, I don't know.
Zach Galifianakis, maybe.
It's hairy enough.
That would be awesome.
My gut reaction with what I've seen is that Splinter will be April's father, like he was accidentally mutated along with them. If just from what I've seen,
if
that's
you're going with this story, that's how those stories go.
yeah, that's how they
That
for
would-
sure connect.
Well,
April
that would make
into it.
sense. And since the turtles, as much as you don't think they're ninja, like, they're still going to have the weapons. They obviously have an Asian look to their costume.
They're 8 feet tall. That's weird.
Yeah, ninjas typically aren't the biggest dude.
Well, in most versions of the Ninja Turtles, they are very short.
Right.
Yeah. At
And-
most, there is one version. I think is it the TMNT movie where they look like they're maybe pushing 6 foot.
I don't think so.
There's one. I know that there's one of them where they look like they stand a little bit taller.
Usually, they are shorter than April.
right.
Right.
I mean, and the problem is Megan Fox is tall,
Sure.
and they're way taller than her.
It's
so
funny
it's
because
really
you know what?
weird
Of all the
to see
times
them.
I've looked at Megan Fox, I've not noticed her height.
Woohoo!
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
You don't cast Megan Fox for her acting or her height.
You know who's tall? Megan Fox. Let's get Megan Fox here. We need somebody with height.
We were talking about the turtle's height. I thought it was.
No, it does.
It's relative.
And so when you're saying they're playing next to, well, I mean, we're not really bound by that anymore. When you look at the Hobbit movies, when you look at the Lord of the Rings stuff, you could take normal-sized people and make them seem very small.
Right.
Right, but they didn't.
They didn't.
They
No.
did not
No,
do
they're
this.
almost doing
That's true.
like
Elijah Wood is not normal sized.
That's true. He's itty bitty.
What about they're making it? I would like to see Michael Bay pitch me a remake of Harry and the Hendersons. Sasquatch is tall. He'd have to wear a trench coat and glasses. Very similar.
I just imagine.
What's Lithgow doing?
Imagine him walking through the forest and trees just exploding behind him for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
and let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the new trailer? Have we all seen the new trailer for the new Transformers movie? No.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think I have. I didn't.
All right, those of you at home,
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw that.
get online and check out the trailer for the new Transformers movie, and in particular, pay attention to it's like the last or the second to the last shot. It's Grimlock, the
Yeah.
the Tyrannosaurus Rex Transformer, and he's been thrown or something, and he's rolling through trees, and as he crashes through the trees, they explode in fireballs.
Really?
Yeah,
Trees.
the
do.
trees explode.
Maybe there's like a natural gas leak, or
Maybe-
maybe there's like a radon.
Or maybe it's just
problem
Michael Bay.
in that forest.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It was. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm not super thrilled with.
So it's a great trailer. Can we
Yes.
all agree? It's a fantastic trailer.
I liked it. I think I'll probably try to see it. It's not huge on my list, but I'll tell you what. We often talk about how we formulate our opinions and why we feel the way we feel about movies. You're really bringing me down on this one.
I'm
I
sorry.
think I'd be way more excited about it if you weren't if you weren't so against it.
I'm sorry.
It's a tough sell.
I don't have the emotional attachment to it that you have.
Right.
And so for me, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, haha, yeah, they're Ninja Turtles. I don't. That's like when they make The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. I sit there and I go, you better do it right. Where is so and so? This is not how it's supposed to be. It's kind of like what we're going to talk about eventually with the Noah movie.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss that in a minute because they blew it.
Right. Well, we all knew that the book would be better than the movie.
Well, that's
Clearly.
true.
There's no
Yeah.
secret to that.
Well, okay, I do have 2 positive things to say about the trailer.
All right, say something nice.
Okay. I really like the way that the turtles felt heavy. Like, there's a scene where Leonardo flips off of a water tower, and
Why is he flipping off a water tower?
Because he's a ninja.
He's a ninja. He's ninja flipping. That
I
flipping.
thought he was making a statement.
No, he's not making a statement. And he lands.
No one can tell
and you
because it's
can-
just that big awkward middle finger.
Yeah, that's not really there. And he lands and he just feels heavy.
Right.
And that was really nice. And then the scene directly after that is the joke that everyone seems to remember with where Michelangelo goes, calm down, it's just a mask, and then he takes off his mask. That's a fun joke. I mean, it's
And
terrifying.
his face looks like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah, and his face is terrifying, but the joke itself is very funny.
Yeah.
You're on the whoop.
Hey,
Hey.
hey. No, this is, hey, don't you notice how your ratings go up when Sid Vicious talks? If you watch, can you tell on your on that Jonathan how much your rating goes up and how many people's listening when Sid Vicious?
No.
No,
we just
we
have to
can't.
trust you guys.
Well, if they know I'm gonna be calling y'all and everything, everybody from Catnap or everybody from Jackson, JF5 manufacturing and everything, they will be tuning in if they're going to hear Sid Vicious's voice on the radio.
Sure.
Well, you need to tell them to listen to the whole show because you never know when you're going to call.
Well, I've called you for the last 2 weeks.
I know, and we've loved it.
Right, but you have to let your people know that you're going to be on.
They know when I'm going to be on.
They know.
Okay, then.
And
Awesome.
so you got a lot of it tonight. We'll just kind of keep. I guess show a little clean. That one about the version of Little Red Riding Hood, I probably shouldn't have told.
That was all right. It was funny.
I know. That was like that when I told about Maybelline. I probably shouldn't have told that. Fro liked it though. Anyway,
Hey, I have a post office joke for you.
I had Matador going. Anyway,
Well, hang on. I have a joke for you.
y'all, excuse me. Y'all got to do a good show, and I have never throwed off on you to the main boss.
Well, thanks.
And
Who have you tattled on, Sid?
believe it or not, I can call the main boss, but I don't. Anyway, I'm trying to think of a good movie.
Let Ryan tell you this joke while you're thinking.
Okay.
All right, it's a post office joke. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you know how you know that all letters are boys?
Slow down just a little bit now.
Do you know how you can tell that all letters are boys?
All letters are boys.
Mm-hmm. It's 'cause they're all male.
Okay.
This has been Storytime with Ryan.
Hollywood Slinky.
I love that. That was good.
All right. Hey, listen, if you come up with a good joke, you want to call us back, go ahead and do that. All right, Sid?
Yeah, but I'm going to try to keep it clean as possible.
All right, we appreciate
That
it.
also sounds great.
All right, we'll talk to you in a bit. Good times. Good times. You're listening to Lights Camera Cleveland. We are all about movies. You can find us at lightscameracleveland.com. Of course, you can stream right now at whoopfm.com, or you can talk to AMC Mike on the Blue Chat, BLOOCHAT.com/lightscamcleve.
Right now, I've got carrot cake in the room with me.
Oh, carrot cake. But otherwise, you can find us at facebook.com/lightscamcleve, or you can find us right here on your dial at 99.9. We're going to be right back. We've got some big news, some awesome stuff about movies coming up in just a few minutes.
The heck you say.
The heck I say.
Bump.
And we are back. You're listening to Lights Camera Cleveland on Whoop FM 99.9. I'm the Hollywood Slinky. Joining me, as always, is AMC Mike.
That's me.
And the Ken Dog.
What's up?
Also with us tonight is a guy named Austin.
What up, what up, what up?
Not joining us this evening is a guy named Rob Alderman. Of course, Rob, he can't be with us tonight because his left foot is actually stuck in the mudslide out in Washington State.
Oh,
so
no.
Hopefully they'll get him out, and once he does, he will be back on the show. So in the meantime, why doesn't somebody hit me with some box office numbers?
Number 7.
7?
Number 7? We don't
Number
start at
7.
7.
No, but
That's cray-cray.
Sabotage, which is the new
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold movie.
Do you know my movie has started in number 7?
It started this weekend with $5.2 million.
I think 12 people saw my movie.
That's not gonna.
That is not
do it.
It's not boding well.
That's not going to get him reelected.
Number 5, God's Not Dead, $8.7 million, bringing its 2-week total to $21.7 million.
Has anyone seen this movie?
Anyone?
I mean, anyone here?
I don't know. I actually kind of mean anyone. This is one of those movies.
There
where,
are a lot of people that I know who.
So
have seen
you actually know people who've seen
Oh yeah,
it.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I must just hang out with sinners because I don't know anyone who's seen it, and it was kind of approaching like Baywatch status with me. You know, like do you remember Baywatch? It was like the number one highest rated,
But
most
you
watched
didn't know
show
anybody who watched
on
it.
the planet, but nobody had
Right.
watches it.
Germans do.
Do you know?
They love
Do you know
Hasselhoff.
anybody who's seen it? Has anyone talked to you about it?
Not personally.
Right. See, that's
Seen
the
a
thing.
bunch of stuff on the FB.
Right. I've seen a bunch on Facebook, but I haven't like actually spoken to.
So like
anybody who's seen
everybody knows someone who knows someone that's seen
it.
it.
Yeah.
But nobody actually has seen it. It's strange.
It's an urban legend.
It's
Not
The
actually
movie's
a
an
movie.
urban legend.
it's bizarre.
You know, it's got a certain.
I don't know, as the French say.
Yeah. It's got.
Hey, if anybody listening has seen God's Not Dead, give us a call at 614-5553.
Number 4, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, $9.1 million, bringing its 4-week total to $94.5 million.
That one is just continuing to roll.
That's the only thing. I mean, it's the only kids thing, right?
Well,
Other
Muppets are
Muppets kind of is.
Oh, somebody's calling. I think maybe we've got someone who's seen it. You're on the Whoop.
Hey there.
Hey. Have you seen God's Not Dead?
Well, I got a funny story for you. So I'm kind of movie illiterate, and I had no clue that that was even a movie. And I saw these Facebook posts about God's Not Dead, and I don't know, I thought it was just like some fancy thing. People were like one of those Christian cliches people were just shouting out on Facebook.
Like everybody sticking the fish on their bumpers.
No, exactly. It was a metaphorical fish on Facebook.
Right. No, evidently it was a real movie. That's
what I hear.
It starred Hercules,
Kevin Sorbo, Dean Cain, and the highest billed person was Willie Robertson, I believe.
So was Hercules playing God?
No, Hercules was playing a teacher, right?
Okay.
Yes.
He was like a college professor, and then Superman, Dean Cain, was playing like. Do we even know what?
I don't know what
nobody
he was
knows.
doing.
Again, no one has seen this movie.
Me neither. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know it was a movie.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm glad that we were able to clear it up.
Have you seen anything else on Facebook you need us to clear up? Grumpy cats just look that way.
Yeah, that's just that one cat's face. They're not really upset.
Blow my mind.
All right, take care, man. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
A funny story about God's Not Dead. My wife and I.
What an awful way to start.
Here's
Funny
a
story
story.
about God not being dead.
Here's a funny story
About the
the
movie.
Savior.
My wife. I don't know why we're talking, but my
your
wife
wife?
says, well, yeah. So we had to.
It was just so unusual that either of us could get a word in edgewise between our 32 children.
But she said, it's a documentary. I said, nope. And she said, well, you know what I mean. I said, no, darling. A documentary is when they actually film something that happened. You mean based on a true story, because Kevin Sorbo never, as a college professor, challenged a kid to write a paper proving the existence of God. So I said, and Willie Robertson never showed up and was like, no, man! That's what I imagined he did in the movie. I don't know if he did. Number 3, Muppets Most Wanted, $11.3 million. Bringing its 2-week total to 33.1. So it's only been out 2 weeks, and it's already been bumped to the 3rd spot.
Sure.
Number 2, staying above the Muppets, is Divergent. $25.6 million, bringing its 2-week total to $94.4 million. Remember last week? Is that a call? Or am I having a seizure?
Could be.
I heard, you remember we talked last week about how easy it must be to get on the bestseller list.
Right.
And if you can do that, then they'll make a movie and it'll bump you up because it creates a buzz. And I've had 2 people on my Facebook feed within the last week say, all right, well, I'm going to read it. And I'm like, why? You're adults. Isn't this also young adult fiction?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Um,
Speaking of creating a buzz, Sid, you're on the air.
Hey, man. This Fro Daddy. Why you calling Whoop
I'm
FM?
not.
Oh,
You know I ain't.
no, it went to voicemail. We're here in the machine.
Oh, well. Hello, my babies.
So it's definitely doing its job, becoming even more of a bestseller. What? You haven't read Divergent? It's a mixture of Katniss goes to Mordor.
Okay, should we try and
Sure.
pick it up one more time? All right. You're on the Whoop.
Documentary is actually them showing how the movie was made, right?
Right.
Okay. The documentary from Old Brother is called Down from the Mountain.
That is correct.
And everybody ought to see Down from the Mountain. That's where they're training musicians to do the movie Old Brother for our town. And it's called Down from the Mountain. Okay, then they've got another one. I can't think what it is. I've got it. I've got all those documentaries on video, and order them from a little special place in Nashville.
Well, that's a great movie with a lot of music.
Oh, yeah. And it is. Some of my jokes take a little long, but they're not really that dirty. They're not funny. Okay, you was talking about the God movie, right?
Right.
Whether there was a real God or not. And yes, there is a real God. And there was a real St. Peter, too. You know, and actually, where y'all boys going anyway? I'm going to just ask you this first. Where are you going? Or where are you going on this show at?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. If the Old Testament's right, I know where I'm going. Anyway.
You're asking if we're saved?
Never mind. Yeah.
I am.
Okay. The Old Testament's right. Anyway. Okay.
I believe in both. I like the old and the new.
Yeah, disregard that. There was 3 men one time that was traveling in the car, and all 3 got killed. I tried to be as brief as possible, and they all got killed in a car wreck. And then they got up to tell whether they was going to go to heaven or not. And the first man, and when he got up there, he said, St. Peter said, "Come on in, Golden Gate. You've not done nothing. You haven't broke many 10 commandments or whatever, and you come on into heaven." Okay, and then the second guy got up there, it says, I see where you've committed adultery on your wife. Well, the first man got to drive a Cadillac around up in heaven. He got to drive a Cadillac around the streets of gold. And they wouldn't have let him in. Okay, the second man, they said, well, we see here where you've committed adultery twice on your wife. So I don't know if and he begged with St. Peter to let him into the golden gate. He said, I'm willing to repent. He said, I'm willing to repent, and please forgive me for all that. And he said, okay, we'll see about it. We'll go ahead and let you in heaven. But you can only have a Volkswagen to drive around up here in heaven on the streets of gold. Okay, the third man got up there, and they said, let me see your record here, St. Peter did. And, show St. Peter in the Golden Gates, whatever. And he said, oh, my goodness. He said, you committed adultery about 4 times. About 4 times on your life. He said, I don't know. He said, if I can let you into heaven or not. I don't think I can. He said, oh, please, St. Peter, I'm willing to repent. He said, I don't know, St. Peter. He said, I've got to go talk to the big guy about this. So we went to talk to God, and he come back. He said, okay, if you're willing to repent and be forgiven for all your sins and whatever, we're going to let you up here, but you only get a bicycle to ride around up here. Okay. They all 3 got into heaven finally. And they was all riding around up there in heaven. And the guy on the bicycle passed the guy on the Cadillac. The guy in the Cadillac had his head down, and he was just squalling. And the ballin' said, hey, man, what's the matter? He said, hey, man, what's the matter with you? He said, you get to drive this big old Cadillac, and all I get is a bicycle? He said, what's the matter? Why are you so depressed? Why are you pulled over the side of the road squalling? He said, well, I was doing all right driving this Cadillac around up here in heaven. And he said, I was doing real good till I met my wife on a skateboard.
Nice.
You've been listening to You've been listening to Storytime with Sid.
And the number one.
The number one movie this weekend, bringing in $43.7 million, is Noah.
No.
Yes, sir. $43.7 million. So
that's crazy.
It did double what God's Not Dead in its 2 weekends in its first weekend.
So
that goes to show you, if you want to make a movie about the Lord, be an atheist, screw it up,
And have rock giants.
and pad those pockets.
Really, I think the real answer is use Russell Crowe and not Kevin Sorbo. That might be a little more fair.
I don't know if Crow was in the budget.
Like, are you sitting there going, Like, Christians this week had this choice: Gladiator or Hercules?
Well,
Percy Jackson or Superman?
I'm pretty sure a lot of that came. There was a lot of negative buzz going around the Noah movie in Christian circles, and so a lot of people wanted to see for themselves. And unfortunately, those guys are going to make money because of it.
It's absolutely true. You know what? I actually told AMC Mike yesterday. I said I actually want to see Noah not because I think it looks good,
right?
But because I am intrigued by the controversy.
You want to know what happens. You want to know how bad it is. You want to see what it's all about. It's almost like there's no such thing as bad press. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's because there isn't.
So there you go.
All right.
Here we go.
Well, in the meantime, I suppose that we will be back in just a minute.
In a statement released today, scientists have announced that based on their research, they have concluded that God is a myth.
What?
Oh my goodness.
I'm not comfortable with this.
We'll be right back. You're listening to Lights. Leland.
the ground with the sound of revival.
That song was pretty.
Very pretty.
I liked that. And we are back. You're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland. I'm the Hollywood Slinky, and we are here with AMC Mike and the Ken Dog.
What's up?
Some guy named Austin.
Howdy.
And, of course, not joining us this evening is Rob Alderman. He's not here.
Oh
What?
no?
What? He couldn't be here this evening.
Oh, that's too bad.
Is there a reason?
Yeah, unfortunately, he has been sent to Crimea to count the number of Russian troops on the border. No one else could count that high, and they thought Rob
He's got lots
Alderman
of
is the
fingers
man.
and
He
toes.
does. He does. He's got that gangly toe
Yeah.
that he can separate into additional parts to count to 20 or 30,000. So there you go. It's time for the big news.
It's so big that Slinky just dropped all of his papers.
Hey man, because I'm not good at this show stuff.
Hey, we're number 2.
We are number 2. All right, first up, the pitter-patter of Little Paws. New York Times profile on the Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Tsujihara has revealed that Warner...
Whoa. I'm going to need that again.
Kevin Tsujihara. Kevin Tsujihara has said that Warner Brothers not only wants to dip back into the wizarding world of Harry Potter, but they are pushing forward with a new trilogy of films based on J.K. Rowling's fake textbook, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. A lot of people thought that was actually a biography of Rob, but as it turns out, it wasn't. That's something J.K. Rowling wrote. And they're also using some of the unpublished stories surrounding it that J.K. Rowling had been toying around with back when that book was published. The movie will not have anything to do directly with Harry Potter or the Lord Voldemort. It'll be set 7 decades before the events in the first Harry Potter film. And it begins in New York.
Yeah, I was going to
as
say,
well.
isn't it set in America?
Right. It follows famed magizoologist Newt Scamander. So there you go.
Yeah. I think that's going to be
It's
fun.
a scam, all right.
Voldemort.
Are you just doing it because you're not supposed to say his name?
I'm just summoning him.
Don't. He's got a
Have-
creepy,
don't
noseless
you
face.
have to look into a mirror when you do that?
Yeah, it's
Have all the
like
lights off?
it's like Bloody Mary, Rosemary's Baby.
Lord Voldemort is like Bloody Mary.
Speaking of Rosemary's Baby, have you guys seen the...
No.
It's going to be a TV show.
There's a mini-series
What?
coming out of Rosemary's Baby.
What's going on with? This is off topic. Can I take a step?
Everything is off topic.
Oculus. It's got Karen Gilliam that played Amy Pond in it, and it's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
What is that? There's some hubbub going on with it.
Good, though.
No.
Yes, it
It looks terrifying. It looks like the type of scary movie where you go, you knew this was a bad idea.
They do. 'Cause
Stop
they know,
doing
they
that.
know the mirror is like haunted
Yeah.
or cursed, and then they mess with it. It's gonna be so
Don't
good.
do what you're doing. You're welcome. Not like the kind where like people were just going about their lives and then bad things happen. It's the kind where they're like, bad things already happened, and then super excited. It's the kind where bad things already happened, and then they're messing again.
It's like, that Ouija board didn't work out so well for us that first time.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Remember that time
Maybe it'll be better.
when that grizzly bear killed Terry? We should find that grizzly bear and poke it with a stick.
See if maybe things have changed.
Yeah. It probably will be fine.
It looks awesome.
Oh, next up, Lorenzo Semple Jr. has passed away. He was, old.
That's a lot. I'll calculate it while you're reading
I think
it.
he was
91?
like 91. Legendary screenwriter Lorenzo Semple Jr. has passed away at the age of 91. If I had just...
We don't know who we're saying hi to, but we're saying hi to somebody on the screen.
Lorenzo Semple Jr. has passed away at the age of 91, leaving behind an eclectic filmography. He had wrote The Parallax View, Papillon, 3 Days of the Condor, the 1976 remake of King Kong, and he wrote 1980's Flash Gordon. He also got to play in the James Bond sandbox. He wrote 1983's Never Say Never Again, starring Sean Connery. So anyway, but Semple is most well known as the head writer and main contributor to the popular cultural phenomenon known as the 1960s Adam West and Burt Ward television series Batman.
Yeah. So thank you, sir.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you for the anti-shark repellent, bat repellent. Wait, what would that be called? Anti-shark repellent. What was that? He had he had a spray. Remember that made the sharks go away. What was it?
Wasn't it anti-shark repellent?
Yeah, but it always had to have the word bat.
Anti-shark repellent?
It was like bat anti-shark repellent.
Or bat. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
It can't be bat repellent because it would scare his friends away.
Does
The
Batman
bats.
actually have any friends?
The bats.
Are they really his friends?
I'm so confused.
Maybe his minions.
Yeah.
I feel the need. Anyone want to help me out with that?
The Need for Speed.
Chatting with the Huffington Post, Jerry Bruckheimer has revealed the plot for the sequel for Top Gun. They're working on it. He said, quote, the concept is...
AMC Mike is so impressed. She goes,
The concept is basically that fighter pilots have become obsolete because of drones, and Tom Cruise is going to show them that they're not obsolete. They're here to stay. So there you go.
All 5 feet of Tom Cruise is going to be all like, I'll show you drones.
I'll show you drones because I can fly a jet really good.
At the end of the movie, they figure out that he could actually fit on a drone.
So they just put him
Problem
in one.
solved. There you go, buddy. We made a little seat for you. Go ahead. Hop on up in there, buddy.
I just have a picture of Tom Cruise going, beep, with like a little steering wheel.
It's like it would actually look like a Mario Kart.
I am not going to be happy unless I am not going to be happy unless Val Kilmer is in this movie.
They can't fit him on
he
a
doesn't.
drone.
He doesn't.
No, there's 2 drones hooked together.
And he hangs on a rope between them.
Yes. Like the same way a coconut gets to England.
What?
You remember what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what
Monty
you're talking
Python. How did you get a
Slinky-
coconut?
Slinky does not like Monty Python. I almost
Yeah,
didn't.
but you've seen it though, right?
I almost didn't marry him.
Look
because
at
of
his
that.
look at his face. He looks ashamed at me for knowing and for favoring.
I don't like Monty Python.
I know, but you know it exists.
I know it exists.
You had people quote lines around you whether you liked it or not, right?
Yeah, but
Or
never.
was everybody like, shh, no, he
Well,
doesn't
no,
like
but
it.
he would always make that face whenever anyone quotes
I
it.
can tell you that nobody's ever went, oh, it's like getting a pineapple to England.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
You probably never heard anyone say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. Coconut genius.
Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema have discovered the scariest thing ever. Lawyers. Warner Brothers and New Line have been hit with a copyright lawsuit seeking to block the production of all sequels to their hit horror film, The Conjuring. The lawsuit was filed Friday by Evergreen Media Group and Tony DeRussa Grund in federal court in Houston, and it alleges the theft of underlying rights to the case files of the real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. If you remember, The Conjuring was based on a true story, if you believe such things, based on the case files of those paranormal investigators, and the paranormal investigators' families are claiming that Warner Brothers and New Line did not do right by them in acquiring all of the rights that they needed to acquire. The Conjuring was a huge hit.
Huge.
Made about $320 million worldwide on a $20 million budget. So
somebody wants a piece of that pie.
Somebody wants a bigger piece.
We did not know our slice could be so large.
I like pie.
Like pie.
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 Someone should bring us pie.
We should do a movie about pie.
If you're listening right now, bring us pie. Or give us a call and tell us why you're not going to bring us pie at 614-5553.
Sure.
And if you're not going to bring us pie, though, don't expect us to not hang up on you, because that could happen. You might be like, yeah, I thought about it, and I'm not going to bring you pie because... And then we'll just be like, click.
Carrot Cake says he's on his way.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if I would like Swedish pie, though.
What is Swedish pie?
I don't know.
Isn't Swedish pie just like beef stroganoff? At least we're not offensive.
At least.
Oh my gosh.
Next month, Paul Walker's second to the last movie is coming out.
Yes. Brick Mansions.
It's coming out April 25th.
Starring Paul Walker and who?
I don't know. I didn't even know it was a thing until they put the trailer in front of someone on the YouTubes. Let's see who's in there. Nobody else I know.
Really? Did you
RZA. RZA's in it.
Who's RZA?
He's one of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Who's the Wu-Tang Clan?
Isn't RZA from isn't she one of the girls from what movie? Okay, never mind. You guys wouldn't.
Isn't she one of the Muppets?
No, it's Rizzo.
Oh.
So, nobody else that I think I've seen this one guy before, but I don't know where.
David Bell?
No, Robert Maillet. I don't know. He's foreign. Maillet.
Mallet?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's foreign. He's a French Canadian, so you know they don't say it right.
Yeah, but he's from New Brunswick.
I don't know where that is.
I don't either. I'm just making excuses.
But he's a big dude. Super big dude.
Yeah, you know who I know who he is. I just realized who he is. When you said he was a big dude, like, because I saw his picture for just a second when I internet movie
and he looked
databased
familiar.
him. And he looked familiar. And as I closed it, you said he was a big dude, and then it occurred to me he's that giant guy that Robert Downey Jr. fights in Sherlock Holmes.
You're exactly right. He was in that. He was in the Mortal. What is it?
Instruments.
The Mortal Instruments.
City of Bones.
He was in 300.
Really?
And he was in Pacific Rim.
Weird. Who was he in Pacific Rim?
I don't know.
Well, as big as he is, you know he was probably one of the Russian pilots in Pacific Rim.
Yeah, probably.
Or one of the monsters coming from a different planet. From a dimension. He was a class 5. What's a who's a majigger?
Jaeger.
Kaiju.
Something.
Right.
What were they?
Kaiju. That's right. But they
I like
Gesundheit.
I like Jaeger.
So he's done those 4 movies, and now this one.
Those 4. That's it.
He's. But I mean, they're all pretty significant movies. Pacific Rim, 300, The Mortal Instruments,
City of Bones,
and Sherlock Holmes. So Yeah, he's the guy he fights.
Big actor, small roles.
Maybe that's on his card. Maybe that's what he's like. You know what I mean?
That's his business card on the back.
He's like, I don't have to get ridiculous, but look at the size of me. Come on, let's work together.
You know you want this.
You need me to stand in the back and look menacing?
Done.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
I always do that, so
I'm
it
like
works.
7'2". You're welcome. They should have dressed him up as one of the turtles.
There you go. They wouldn't even.
He's taller than what's her face.
They wouldn't even have to done any CGI. They could have just spray painted him green.
Give him a big backpack.
Yeah. But which turtle would have been the French one? Raphael.
Oh, of course. I am a French ninja, Raphael.
Bonjour, mes enfants.
How are you today?
Le Kawabonga. What?
You guys hurt me.
It's not that sad. It's not that sad. All right. Well, you're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland. We'll be right back in just a minute. Oh, yeah. Now we're grooving.
Sure.
I keep trying to find a life on my own, apart from you. I am the king of excuses. I've got one for every selfish thing I do. What's going on inside of me? I despise my own behavior. This only serves to confirm my suspicions that I'm still a man in need of a savior. I wanna be in the light as you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens. Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be in the light. Oh, 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 oh. All I want is to be in the light. The disease of self runs through my blood. It's a cancer fatal to my soul. Every attempt on my behalf has failed to bring this sickness under control. Ooh, tell me what's going on inside of me. I despise my own behavior. This only serves to confirm my suspicions that I'm still a man in need of a savior. I wanna be in the light as you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens. Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be in the light. Yeah. All I want is to be in the light. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Honesty becomes me. There's nothing left to lose. Our secrets that did wrong me. Your presence unfused. Right has no position. The vein that once did cover me has been sentenced to return. Tell me what's going on inside of me. I despise my own behavior. This only serves to confirm my suspicions that I'm still a man in need of a savior. I wanna be in the light as you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens. Yeah. Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be in the light. All I want is to be in the light. Ooh, I wanna be in the light as you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens. Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be in the light. All I want is to be in the light. All I want is to be in the light. In the light, in the light. Ooh, in the light, in the light. I want to be in the light, in the light. I want to be in the light, in the light. In the light, I want to be in the light, in the light. I want to be in the light. There's no other place I want to be, no other place that I can see, a place to be that's just right for me. It's gonna be in the light. When you are in the light, that's where I need to be.
Did you say chupacabra at one point?
Chupacabra.
Is that scatting? Are you just scatting chupacabra?
That's like Mexican scatting. I don't know what that was.
It was awesome. It was awesome. That's all I know.
We're discussing what everyone's favorite pies are now in the chat room.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
If there's like a cheesecake type of pie, you know what I mean? It's like a.
It
It's
can
like
be,
a.
I guess.
Like yeah, it's real good. I also like chocolate pie a great deal. My favorite pie is pecan.
I like pecan a lot. I also like banana cream.
Stadium Barbecue opened back up.
I know. What's with that? Why are we not there? I don't know.
We need to see if we can go do a remote show
from Stadium Barbecue.
Stadium Barbecue. So
They
we
need
can
to
get-
sponsor us and bring us food every night.
Oh yeah. Stadium Barbecue. Where are you?
They're right down.
Stadium
at the old,
Barbecue. If you're
DQ.
listening right now, you can call us at 614-5553 to take our order.
Bring us whatever pie for tonight.
Pies.
They have a cherry cheesecake pie, which I had 2 Fridays ago, which was delicious. And this last Friday was pecan pie night, and
And it's deep fried?
Yeah, it's so good, so good. Man, pie is awesome.
It is.
Amazing.
Okay. We should say who we are. And
You're
where
listening
we're
to
at.
Lights Camera Cleveland. I'm the Hollywood Slinky. Joining us tonight is the Ken Dog.
Hey.
And AMC Mike.
Pies.
And this guy named Austin.
I'm that guy.
We also
Austin, what's your favorite pie?
You know, my mom recently made a chocolate, so I'm all for chocolate right now.
So whatever is in front of you
Yep.
is your favorite. Okay, that's fair.
once you go chocolate, you never go back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Slinky, we need to talk.
Nice.
What?
Not with us tonight is Rob Alderman.
Segue.
Rob Alderman is not here tonight. Of course, as everyone knows, he is currently detained in Japan because they have the UN Security Council has ordered Japan to stop whaling.
Oh my God!
What? I'm serious. Look, I'm just accounting for his absence.
Sure. People got to know. People got to know.
We are now about to begin a very brand new segment. Let me find some.
How new is it?
It's brand new. It's super new. Let me find some serious music.
Very serious.
Because that's as serious as it gets.
Here it does.
Now this segment is called Ken Dog brings some guy named Austin to talk about a movie.
Yep.
Go.
Austin went and saw the Noah movie. I'm calling it the Noah movie.
The Noah movie, as opposed to the Noah Experience.
Right. Well, Noah is a story and a person and all these things. So I'm qualifying. He never saw the actual man named Noah.
Really? Because he was very old.
Super old. But still dead by now.
That's cray-cray.
He went to see this movie this weekend. And we got to work this morning and we talked about it. And he was telling me about all the biblical inaccuracies having to do with this movie, which is what I was afraid of. You take atheists and they make a movie of a Bible story.
Yeah, but this is, okay, to be fair, this is Darren Aronofsky. The Atheist.
You take The Atheist. He makes a movie about the Bible. You gotta know that it's gonna be a hot mess.
Well, I've heard many people also talk about how surprisingly biblical the movie was. So
Yeah, but I mean, it's fairly well laid out for us.
there's a guy, God's like, hey, build a boat.
Make the boat.
He grabs all the animals. They get on the boat.
Get on there.
It's like, I don't like unicorns.
There's a flood.
Did they address that in the movie?
Unicorns?
Did they address unicorns?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to see this.
What about?
All right,
what about?
Let's start
the dinosaurs.
Let's start in the same place.
No.
Let's start in the same place that Genesis begins. Okay.
The
beginning.
The beginning.
I have heard that at some point in this film, they tell the story of creation.
Yes.
And they tell it from the biblical perspective with the 7 days and, the stuff as God creates it. But that what they show is the scientific theory of evolution.
Yes, that is exactly right. You see, like, it starts talking about it. In the beginning, there was darkness, and then there was light, all this stuff. And so then it gets to the creation of animals and stuff. And then you see, like, atoms, and then molecules, and then the molecules split.
Hang on a second. I think it would be best if we just said spoiler alert.
That is, yeah.
We know
Spoiler alert, God created the planet in 7 days.
We know this story. It would be kind of like talking about what was that other one? Anyway, so we're explaining what they did in the movie. If you're really excited to be surprised about what happens, go ahead and don't listen to this next part.
No. Listen to us. We need the ratings, but just leave the room.
Just turn it down.
Right.
Hit
Leave
that
it.
mute button.
Yeah, leave it on. Go turn it on. Also in your car, but then do yard work. So we're gonna discuss the inaccuracies here, and to do that, we're gonna discuss what they did in the movie.
Now, we may not be too spoilerific because the story of Noah, even to non-Christians, is actually pretty well known. So it may be safe to talk about most of this stuff, but just in case, we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
So they tell creationism and they show evolution.
Yes. So the molecules, split, whatever. And then you see, like, it starts to form into this fish. It's in the ocean.
But not the kind of fish that I would put on my car.
No, but it does get to that.
Does it?
Yeah, it's like underwater, like the super deep, weird looking fish.
Right.
With like the
dangler.
The what?
They got that thing that dangles
The
in front of
dangler?
them.
The dangler.
Yeah.
It's a spotlight.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? And so you see this fish forms into a different fish, forms into a different fish, forms into more modern fish, forms into a salamander, forms into a lizard, forms into mammals, and then we get monkeys, and then he goes in the creation of Adam and Eve.
And the monkeys become people.
It didn't, because I was looking for that. I was like, if this monkey...
Because it's already happened everything else, but then that's where you were drawing the line.
Yeah, how brave a statement is he going to make?
Yeah, exactly. And so you see this monkey, it's like on top of this mountain, and then just, fades away, and then this golden person just shows up. And so it was like maybe they were implying, we're not just trying to...
They were definitely implying.
Yeah. But they were like, but we're not just gonna completely...
Yeah.
Well, there are people who think that what the story science is telling and the story the Bible tells are the same. I mean, we would not be intelligent at all if we didn't acknowledge that there are certain things like first there was darkness and then there was light. Sounds awful lot like a Big Bang. You know what I mean? Like there are certainly things that are, and I'm not necessarily preaching or anything here. I'm just talking. But like it would not.
There are people that believe they are more similar than
right
the two sides would like them to be.
Right.
Those people are wrong, just like the people who believe in evolution. I don't want to get too preachy.
Just a little bit, though. I still want to get a little preachy.
I don't want to get too preachy, but you are wrong.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of
preachy.
Sorry, might be.
All right.
That one's on me.
All right.
But from the very beginning of the movie, it goes into the story of the Watchers. And if you don't know what these Watchers are,
They were those guys in the Marvel comics with the big heads. Right?
Yeah. The Watcher.
And the blue skin.
What if?
There's just the
Yeah,
one.
and they always hosted the What If comics.
Yeah.
sort of like that, but without, but like take the blue and then make it rock, and that's the Watchers. It was crazy. It's like fallen angels come, or whatever. I think it pretty much said fallen angels. So, let's be honest. A fallen angel, I'm considering that a demon.
Yeah. That,
I mean,
well, you don't have to consider it.
'cause
That's
it is.
That's a thing.
That is what it is. So these fallen angels come and help Noah build the ark, which is definitely not in the Bible. So that's one. Let's see.
Tell the story that you told me about when you saw the preview at Catalyst, and then the way that trailer played out in the movie with that particular point.
Right. So I went to this really expensive leadership conference. Christian leadership conference, right? And so one of the writers from Noah shows up and is talking about it and how he read Genesis like 500 times. And so we watched the trailer and it looks crazy awesome. I'm like, this is gonna be
right, because the trailer does not show rock
giants.
giants.
No, not at all. Or I would not have seen this movie. I would not be here talking to you if that had happened.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad you were duped.
Because that means I didn't have to be duped.
Yeah. But I was completely duped.
So, and I thought the same thing when it first came out. You guys came back and said, have you seen this? I found it. I watched it, and I said, that really does look good. And, you know, some of the stuff that was in the trailer alluded to, you're like, okay, there's going to be certain license. It's not a super long story. I mean, It takes place over hundreds of years. Yes, it's long there. How many verses is it? Do you know?
It's like almost 50.
Right. So it's not the longest story ever. And so you know that they're going to take certain license, fill in the blanks. Think about the things that are obviously going to happen. And so you see a trailer and you're like, okay, yeah, it looks good. So then what happened?
So I see this trailer, and I specifically, a part in the trailer was when the king is up in Noah's face and he's like, you're going to defy me alone. And he says, I am not alone. And you're thinking, this is sick because he's got God
on his side,
Jesus and stuff. It's awesome.
Except for Jesus wasn't around then.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it's
my
weird.
mind.
It's awkward.
They're the same guy.
But
go on. If you believe in the Trinity, whatever, go on. Not to get too preachy, but a little again. Wow.
But
I'm
you're
going to
wrong.
so stab you.
Hey, it's a relax, Kenny. She's Catholic.
Yeah. So you don't believe in the Trinity?
What?
Ooh, so we're getting into this.
No. Anyway, so he says,
Hey,
I'm not alone.
Look, going to Catholic church is better than not going at all.
That's
right? That's
true.
Gosh.
I love Catholics.
I actually had someone tell me that when I moved down here.
Yeah, that's why I say that.
Yeah,
'cause
they
it was-
went, oh, well,
And they
at
were
least you're doing
serious.
that.
Yeah.
They
and
were
I went,
serious.
whoa,
Yeah.
love thy neighbor.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that when you first moved down here. I didn't think you heard me.
Yeah.
Anyway, but what happens in the movie?
In the movie, he says, I am not alone. In whatever.
Austin,
I
by
can't
the
do
way,
a Russell
Austin
Crowe
does
voice.
the voices, so it makes it better.
I am not alone. That wasn't it, but it was close.
Okay.
We're just going to say that was it.
Sure, that was it.
That was it. That was Russell Crowe. And so.
It was like he was right here in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm bearded, and I wish I could get that beard. Anyways,
I can.
he says, I'm not alone. And then you see a bunch of rock monsters stand up. Like, that's what he meant.
He wasn't talking about I have the Lord on my side. He was talking about
I got some
these
demons.
jokers.
So he was talking about the rock guys from Frozen.
Every time we talk about this,
Yes.
Every time we talk about this, all I keep thinking of is the beef is the Rock Lobster song.
I know.
Rock Lobster.
That was a good song.
Yeah.
I don't mean to get preachy, but no, it wasn't a good song.
Yes, it was.
We'll let everybody judge for themselves. All right.
Oh,
So
it's just like the South.
So that was a huge inaccuracy.
Yeah, that was a huge one.
What else?
There was no rock monsters helping build the ark.
Okay, well,
Anyways.
Something we
Documented
talked about
anyway.
this.
Yeah.
We talked about this before we.
If they were, they probably weren't demons.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope.
Right.
That'll put a completely different spin on everything.
One of the
I'm
things.
just saying, everyone's like, "Oh man."
One of the things that we talked about before we got on the air, though, while we're on the subject of the rock giants, is that I had read an article where they had interviewed Darren Aronofsky, who's the guy who wrote and directed this, and he had said that the rock giants came from a verse in Genesis where it refers to the fact that there were giants in the earth, and that he literally, when he was a kid, he literally read that line and interpreted it as rock giants.
Yeah, I actually got that right here. It's Genesis 6:4. It says, "In those days and for some time after, giant Nephilites, lived on the earth." And so, yeah.
So
I
there you
mean,
go.
there was...
The Nephilim are
Look,
thought-
okay, hang on. Let's take a pause for 1 second, and let's just decide how to say the word.
Well, you have the Nephilim.
Nephilim.
Nephilim?
Yeah, pretty sure it's a Nephilim. But that says
Nephilites?
Nephlimites. Or actually it didn't have an M, so it's Nephilites. Nephilites?
That's like the regular Nephilim, but the low carb version, the Nephilites.
So you can have more than one.
So there are theories that they were the fallen angels, inhabited the earth for a while. There are theories that they bred with humans at some point, a race called the Sons of Anak. Now, this is a theory. This isn't
right.
We don't know this for sure. I'm just saying there is this theory out there, and that was where
if you go further in
what's
that
his name
verse,
came from, Goliath. That he was a descendant, a son, one of the
the
sons
rock giants.
Right.
well, I guess.
Well, and
But it couldn't be because
there's also a bunch of things in this movie where he took what he interpreted there and compared it and extrapolated stuff from the Dead Sea Scrolls as well, and sort of meshed them together to make his vision. But I don't recall the specifics of that part of that interview that I had read.
Interesting.
So there.
So there.
So
take that, Christianity.
which side are you on here?
I don't know.
Are you on our side or are you on the Catholic side?
What?
These are jokes.
I'm not trying to draw lines in the sand, but
Here's
you're
one.
the
Here's a
enemy.
line between
But you're
me and
behind
you.
it because, you know.
Go on.
All right, so another inaccuracy. We can go to Methuselah, which is
Played by Anthony Hopkins.
yes, which is
As always.
Noah's grandfather. So the first time you see him, he's up on this mountain, just like some old guy, just chilling in a mountain, doing whatever old guys do in mountains. I'll let you use your imagination.
Okay. Hunting and fishing is what all the old men I knew who went to the mountains
He
did.
wasn't doing that though.
That's what they told you.
What? All right.
All right.
So Noah starts telling him about this vision he had about, the world being destroyed by water. And Methuselah gives him this drink. So he drinks it.
Peyote.
Something like that. Because at the end of when he finishes it, he looks down and it's looking all weird. And he was like, it's medicine. Or he says it's medicine, something like that. And so
I had a creepy uncle who used to tell me that it was just medicine too.
Oh boy.
No. Welcome to Lights Camera Cleveland.
So Noah basically passes out and has another vision. And so I'm categorizing Methuselah as a witch doctor. You
So
can
they
take that for
they
what
portray him sort of as a witch doctor.
That's how I took it.
Okay.
Later on in the movie, he goes wah, 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 over Shem's. Shem is a daughter of Noah, or son of Noah.
Is that Hermione?
Yes, Emma Watson. Yeah.
No, Shem is one of the sons.
Yeah, but his wife,
okay.
Emma Watson.
Okay.
That's her biblical name.
Yeah.
Emma Watson.
In quotes.
Hermione.
Hermione.
She was, I'm assuming, stabbed in the stomach because she had this huge gash in her stomach when they found her whatever. They healed her.
They
nursed her
get
back to
married.
life. Yeah, they get married. She's barren. And so she's freaking out, can't have kids.
Sure.
Goes to the grandpa. Hey, grandpa, help. And he does the wub, 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 wub.
That's like an Adventure Time magician sound.
I was just thinking that.
He plays some dubstep, and it
Yeah.
makes her feel better.
Get out of that refrigerator right now.
I think I'm done with this movie. I don't know if I can hear anymore.
Oh, but there's so much more.
Tell him about passing down the birthright.
Oh, okay. So, when they're evidently,
This is a real movie.
This is a movie
yeah.
about a book that none of this was in.
So to pass down the birthright,
Is there a flood?
there is a
Okay,
flood.
all right.
And here's the thing. I'm pretty sure they looked at the Bible, got some names. There was a flood. We can make a movie with this. We got it.
I got this, man. I got this.
Some guy before was like, I read somewhere that there was giants. We could throw that in somewhere, maybe.
Anybody?
Anyways, what was I saying?
You were telling
All
us about
kinds
the
of stuff.
birthright.
The
The birthright. So, Noah's father takes this snakeskin, and it's not just any snakeskin. You find out later that it was the snakeskin from the snake in the Garden of Eden.
So,
Satan's
Satan skin.
basically. Wraps around his finger.
How did he get that?
That's
They
my
kept
question.
it.
What'd they do with Satan after they skinned him? These are the hard questions.
Satan
Right.
really skinned himself. From my biology classes, that's how snakes.
hilarious. Go on.
You gave funny faces. So he wraps around his finger up his arm. It starts glowing. Sticks it. It's sticking to him, whatever. And he's just touching these babies.
Passing down
Bam.
the birthrights with.
That passed down the birthright.
That sounds demonic.
Yeah. Weirdos.
Wow.
Here's your
I
birthright.
just realized
Noah.
that's from Dark Shadows, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, sorry.
Noah. It's me. Your father, Methuselah.
Stop.
There's a flood coming. Call the rock giants. It's time to build a pontoon.
Which is very similar to the way they made this movie. So, if you're looking for an accurate portrayal of Noah, you should watch
VeggieTales.
watch the VeggieTales version because it's more accurate. By the time they get on the boat, two of the sons don't have wives.
Yeah.
Which the Bible clearly says.
Yeah, they do.
They have wives. There was an extra guy on the boat.
Yeah. Some random.
Was
Well,
he
it
a
was the
stowaway?
king.
Please say he was a stowaway.
No.
Oh, because it was
Sure,
that
he
would
was
have
a
been
stowaway.
cool.
What am I doing?
I hid in here.
Did they
Well, it
dress
was
in-
only supposed to be a 3-hour tour, so I
Said
mean,
he should have hid on the boat for like the 40 days and quietly been like he ate the unicorns
That's why there's
while he
no
was
unicorns.
hidden. That's why there's no unicorns.
He does eat a lizard.
Does he?
Yeah, it was weird.
Oh.
Ham gets mad at him.
Well, yeah, because now like we're missing a lizard that we should
We
have.
needed that!
Probably had the cure for cancer.
Oh. Man.
Did they allude to
game.
that at all or no? You could have put that in that.
I know.
You could have put that in the movie.
It would have fit.
Call me.
So this movie is rife with just hokum.
Craziness. Just craziness.
Inaccuracies, not even close to C's. You know what I mean? They got a couple things right. One guy was named Noah. Everybody else was a sinner. There was a flood. Animals got on the boat.
Died.
Did they? Everybody. But
No.
8. Or does Noah have to kill the king?
Oh gosh, how does that actually happen? Well, okay, so the king gets on there.
Well, wait.
now we're spoiling.
Yeah, let's not do like
All right, don't.
spoilers
Yeah.
Okay.
for people.
Well,
who
the
want
spoiler is that guy never existed in the story.
Yeah.
Sure, but
Spoiler.
Yes, but spoiler for the movie.
Sure.
All right. Well, that ends that segment called Ken Dog brings a guy to talk about Noah and stuff.
I'm that guy.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to be right back. We've got a phenomenal, awesome surprise guest movie review from Carrot Cake coming up
Yeah.
after the break. Don't go away. You're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland. We'll be right back. Rock Giants. Rock Giants.
We were at a party. Severe love fell in the day. Someone reached in and grabbed it. Was a rock lobster. Rock lobster. Rock lobster. We were at the beach. Everybody had matching towels. Somebody went under a dock, and there they saw a rock. It wasn't a rock. It was a rock lobster. Rock lobster. Rock lobster.
Rock Monster.
So that's a wacky song.
We are back. You're listening to Lights Camera Cleveland on Whoop FM 99.9. I am the Hollywood Slinky. Joining me this evening is the Ken Dog.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well.
It's very nice of you to ask that. Also with me is AMC Mike.
Hola.
¿Cómo está?
Me llamo leche too.
Le lune fait de fromage bleu?
You
Did you
just
say
switched.
I want milk in you?
I said my name is Milk and you. It's the only thing I know in Spanish.
To which I responded, the moon is made of blue cheese, but in French.
Yeah, in French. Okay.
We have a special kind of relationship.
We're super cultural up in here.
Yeah.
Mad.
By the way.
Also joining us is some guy named Austin.
Hey there.
Okay, you can come back only if you talk like that all the time.
Alrighty then.
Stay there.
gang. How's it going?
Alrighty ho.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Not with us tonight, of course, is Rob Alderman. He is at home diligently attempting to reprogram the clock on his VCR.
Oh, speaking of, a transformer or something blew up near my house. Like it exploded. Like I heard it and I don't have
Was it
power
an
now.
Autobot or a Decepticon?
Today? Surely you've got power by now.
I hope so. I don't know. I didn't
How
have
long
power
was it
when I
out?
left. When I left, I don't know if I.
Yeah,
still
but I mean, were you out without power for like hours before you left?
No, not
or-
hours. I was out for maybe
An hour.
an hour before I left. So,
But there was a big explodey sound.
It was. It was kind of
That's
scary.
not good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well.
Yes. But we have a very special, this is a special time now. For those of you at home who don't know this, for some reason, the Marvel films have been releasing overseas a week earlier than they are releasing here in the United States.
Sad for us.
But good for Carrot Cake.
Yes.
Carrot Cake, as you might remember, is our Swedish international correspondent from Sweden.
Which would make him Swedish.
Well, you know, Swedish fish aren't made in Sweden. So I feel like it's
Where are they made?
justified to
Are
in
you for real?
America. Yeah, no, they're American. I'm
They
just
are
saying.
not my favorite gummy
No.
candy.
No.
They're kind of gross.
No.
I prefer German.
Yeah.
German fish.
Well, no, I mean German gummy candies.
So there you go. 9.
Swedish fish are pasty.
But Carrot Cake has went and seen the Captain America film for us and has written a
For us.
review for us.
For us.
Thank you, Carrot Cake.
So, and you know what? And I just want to say real quick, Carrot Cake's had a rough couple of weeks. So if you guys all want to do us a favor and keep him in your prayers and send him happy thoughts and stuff, because we really appreciate him and his Captain America review.
Here we go.
So here we go. Captain America, Winter Soldier. A fine enough movie, sort of. What is expected by now from a Marvel movie, including the always amusing cameos of Stan Lee, as well as secret endings, like me taking my shirt off. There's a lot of action, but also a lot of silliness, both good and bad ones. The fight scenes, while occasionally having ridiculous and over-the-top moves, they manage to have them be rather cool-looking and fun to watch, much like me when my shirt is off. A few things you will need to expect are, first of all, a lot of product placement, showing up ever so often. Most by a certain car company. Let's see if you can spot which when you watch the movie yourself, if you do. Second,
I feel like he just threatened us there.
Second is a bunch of back and forth twists. Several of them are most likely known about and expected, while perhaps there might be a few that are unexpected as well, such as when I take my shirt off. Action-packed, but with less on the whole story. The main characters most would know if they've seen the Avengers mainly, as well as some of the other movies. They're more or less the same, but there will be a bit more in depth to them. Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury getting a bit more to him and does a good job in his role. Most others are as expected, much like me when my shirt is off. With the Winter Soldier being quite cool for most of the movie. Overall, it's an action-packed movie, as is expected, though with bad and good silliness all about. Still worthwhile, especially if one has come to enjoy the others of this Marvel universe. And do make sure to watch the end scene, post-credits. There might be a glimpse of me with my shirt off. Well done, Swedish ambassador of film, Carrot Cake.
Yeah, he should be able to get a job doing that. That should be a thing.
I know. Well, I mean, currently
He's on the payroll here.
right. He sends us $50 every week to be able to be on
What?
the
On the
What?
You too could be on the radio if you send us $50. What?
Yeah,
No.
you know what? You send me $50, you can co-host the show for a night.
That's what happened
I'm
to Rob.
just saying. That's what Austin did. Austin was like, "Hey man, here's $50. Can you make Rob stay home?" And I was like,
Can you make Rob stay home?
"Yeah."
Hey, Rob, not gonna need you tonight.
Okay. So there you go. All right, we're going to be right back with the preview review. Everybody stick around because it's going to be so good. You're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland. Oh, a little theme to Noah next. Poop on my face.
Hasn't stopped raining for days. My world is a flood. Slowly I become one with the mud.
But if I can't swim after 40 days and my mind is crushed by the crashing waves that be up so high that I cannot fall, lift me up, lift me up when I'm falling, lift me up, we can die. Lift me up, I need you to hold me. Lift me up, keep me from drowning again.
Downpour on my soul, splashing in the ocean, I'm losing control. Dark sky all around, can't feel my feet touching the ground.
But if I can't swim after 40 days and my mind is crushed by the crashing waves that be up so high that I cannot fall, lift me up, lift me up when I'm falling, lift me up, we can die, lift me up, I need you to hold me, lift me up, keep me from drowning again.
Calm the storms that drench my eyes and dry the stream still flowing, casting down all ways and sin and guilt that overthrow me.
If I can't swim after 40 days
And we are back. You're listening to Lights, Camera, Cleveland. We are in the home stretch. I am the Hollywood Slinky. Joining me tonight is the Ken Dog.
How's it going?
AMC Mike. And some guy named Austin.
Wooga da booya.
Not with us this evening is, of course, Rob Alderman. For those of you at home wondering where he is currently attending the G8 Summit in place of Russia. It's time now. If Rob was here, you know what he would say. He would say, "It's time for the preview review." Yeah. This is a part of the show where we've scoured the interwebs. We've watched all of the trailers, all of the commercials. We've read all of the articles and all of the reviews and everything that we could possibly get our hands on about all of the movies that are starting on Friday. We have done everything in our means possible to determine if you should see it or not, with the exception of watching the movie. Don't try this at home. We're professionals.
Yeah, we ain't gonna watch the movie.
Yeah,
That would
no.
be
Whoa, but yeah,
ridiculous.
let's not.
Crazy.
I'll get Carrot Cake to do that for me.
That's exactly. That's right. Carrot Cake was like, should we see Captain America this week? Well, it was mostly good, but not bad. But the parts that were good were okay for mostly what people like.
If you
or
like it.
don't, if that's your thing.
You really nailed it.
I
down
don't really
for me.
do a good impression of him. I apologize.
Yeah.
But anyway, opening this week in theaters. First up is Dom Hemingway. This is stars Jude Law and some guy named Richard E. Grant, whom the trailer presents in such a way as to imply we should know who he is, but we don't.
Okay, he's not been in anything because I kept going. How do I know him? Because I feel like I should.
Because the trailer presents him as if we should know who he is, but I didn't know who he was. Basically, after spending 12 years in prison for keeping his mouth shut, notorious safecracker Dom Hemingway, played by Jude Law, is back on the streets of London looking to collect what he's owed. AMC Mike.
I pretty much adore Jude Law. I think he's a very fun actor and usually picks really good roles, but there is nothing about this movie that really interests me. It feels all over the place, and I can't tell if it's supposed to be a comedy, drama, action, or if it's supposed to have if it's just supposed to be that like weird like dark humor mafia. Like what was the movie that
Lock, Stock?
It's kind of got this like Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrels, Snatch kind of
and
weird genre thing happening.
And that's just not my thing, so I'm gonna hate it because it's just not, it doesn't appeal to me.
What do you think, Ken Dog? Hating it or grating it?
I'm with AMC Mike. It looks like one of those rowdy brick comedies, which I'm usually for, but this one seems like it's just pushing it. You know what I mean? Extra raunch, extra.
I was gonna say because I liked Brick, if that's what you meant.
I don't think I ever saw Brick, but
You know the movie Brick?
I do know the movie
Okay,
Brick, but I don't understand your connecting.
He said Brick. Like you used the word brick for something, and I didn't know what you meant. So
Okay.
Sorry.
Never mind.
I think I said Brit. Brit's
Oh,
comedy.
never mind. I thought you said Brick. That's why I was confused.
Now the confusion makes sense.
Yeah, I'm confused.
So, like Snatch and Lock, Stock and those movies. But this one just, it seems like they're just pushing it for the sake of pushing it. So, I hate it.
All right, what do you think, a guy named Austin who's sitting in the last chair?
When I saw the trailer, which was like 2 seconds ago.
You're not supposed to tell people that.
So when I saw the trailer like a couple weeks ago.
There you go.
It's the radio. People can't see that we all gathered around AMC Mike's computer during the break and watched the trailer.
I mean, unless they're watching the show on
Whoop FM.
Whoop FM. Okay.
So I thought to myself, and then I said it out loud, it's like a Russian Hangover. Like the Hangover movie.
Sure.
And I wasn't even a big fan of the Hangover movies.
Right.
And I didn't even see the last two.
I don't know. How
Is
many
there
are
three?
there?
There's three.
There's three. I didn't see the last two, and I sort of wish I hadn't seen the first one. So I'm going to say I hate it.
All right. I am, I saw this and I thought, oh, this is one of those wacky Brit comedies that I want to see, like trying to get a watermelon to Britain between a rope and a
Not
couple
the
of
same.
But no, you know what? I'm going to be honest, like the whole Snatch, Lock, Stock, that whole like genre of weird, gritty Brit comedy action dirt, like it doesn't do nothing for me. And I kind of feel like this is trying to do that, but isn't quite identifying the genre properly. It's not quite pulling it off, whatever that balance is that needs to be had. So I'm gonna hate this one as well. Next up, the big one, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
That's the sound of winter.
It's the sound of winter. Yeah. This one stars Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan and Scarlett Johansson. Steve Rogers struggles to embrace his role in the modern world and battles a new threat from old history, the Soviet agent known as the Winter Soldier. Ken Dog, what do you think?
I've been excited for this one to come out for a while.
Yeah?
I'm going to go ahead and grade it, and I'll tell you why.
I would love to hear why.
One, it's going to be an easy sell to take my wife to because she's got the hots for this Sebastian Stan guy. He played the Mad Hatter in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
And they put guy liner on him.
Yeah.
She is down with that.
Guy liners.
And I'll
pretty
tell you
awesome.
this, if the rest of the world wouldn't think it was totally whacked out, I'd do it.
I think that's whacked
Because
out.
that's what she's into.
AMC Mike, what do you think?
I agree, and I think that guy eyeliner is good stuff. So, yeah.
We'd both be wearing it.
Me too.
Guy named Austin?
What?
I really want to like it. I'm not getting my hopes up because if it is awesome, then it's even greater because I didn't have this preconceived.
Sure.
So you're fooling yourself.
Sure.
So you're giving it a hate.
I'm gonna. Gosh, is that the only
That's
thing?
it. Hate it or grade it.
I mean, you could be like, I'm just barely going to give it a grade.
That's what I'll do.
There you go. I am great in this one because you know what?
Triple great.
A triple great. You know, here's the thing: is this movie? They are saying.
You notice they only do that when one of them's gone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. They're saying everything I've read, all of the early reviews and everything, even Carrot Cake is saying that this is the best Marvel film ever made. And I hope that people are saying that this is better than the Avengers, and that's a tall order.
That is a tall order.
And I'm not going in expecting it to be better than the Avengers, but boy, if they can pull that off, I'm going to be happy. But if they've got people even suspecting that it is, then it must
definitely
be good.
looks great.
So
you know what I
I'm gonna
mean?
Definitely grade it.
So did Noah, though.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the book better for Captain America. Saying.
I think it's gonna bring Winter Soldier out. I don't know if there's gonna be any redemption in this. About that.
You know, Sebastian Stan is signed for 9 films. So
does that mean they're
let's not look for him to die in this one.
So you think we're gonna get Bucky back?
Maybe.
That'd be nice.
Maybe.
That'd be nice.
Who's the other guy? The guy with the wings.
The Falcon.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's something about Captain America that just gets you excited. You know what I mean? He's tough. He's fighting for everybody. Good old values.
But
he's almost like the original Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Say your prayers. Take your vitamins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a special surprise for all of you.
This is a surprise.
Oh, I'm shocked. Shocked that it's.
Still shocked.
Yeah.
Super shocked right now. The scene in the elevator looks super tough.
Yeah.
Where he says, "Anybody want to get out before we do this?" And he beats up like 7 8 dudes.
All right. Well, I thought that I was calling the Winter Soldier, but apparently the Winter Soldier is busy battling good.
He does that.
Fighting good.
Good. Yeah, you know, everybody's saying that this thing is stellar. You know, Robert Redford is in it too.
Yeah.
And you know, my only hope for Robert Redford is that Robert Redford doesn't turn out to be like a bad guy. You know, like I'm okay with him.
I feel like we're going that way with him though.
Yeah, I hate this idea of let's introduce a really awesome actor and put him, and let's say that he's in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. and suddenly he's bad.
Sure.
And like that just feels like cheesy
They're
to me.
Kevin Baconing it.
Or something. I don't know. It doesn't work for me.
Like maybe he's got the Winter Soldier coming after Fury to get him out of the way so he can do what he wants with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder what kind of tie-in they're going to do with the show.
With S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
They're definitely doing something because, you know, the commercials for Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., they use the Captain America shield at the back end of the commercials for a second now.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Is Coulson going to be in this at all, do you think?
Probably not. I would assume not because, you know, his death is still a secret.
To them, anyway.
To them.
Yeah.
I think the only person from the films that knows is Sif.
Right, and
Lady
she
Sif.
promised.
And she promised to not tell.
Yeah.
That knows that
Coulson is alive.
Really?
Yeah, because she goes, Thor mourns your passing.
I will tell him you're alive. And Coulson was like, no. Coulson was like, I'd really rather tell him myself because we're old pals.
Yeah, dude.
You do pretty good, Coulson.
Thanks.
Coulson's awesome. That show is becoming so good.
I need to watch some more. I need to get caught up.
You know, it started rough, but it got good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It really quickly picked up at like what?
Yeah, I just realized my Agent Coulson sounded an awful lot like Austin's
Russell
Crowe.
Well,
Let's do a scene right now where Russell Crowe meets the guy who plays Agent Coulson, whose name we don't know, Clark Gregg. We do know it. There, Clark Gregg meets Russell Crowe. Hey, so you were in that movie?
Yeah. Did you see it? That's sort of like Batman, though.
Yeah, you're a little bit. You're a little Batman.
Do that again.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
Wait, is that Lego Batman or is it?
So now it's like
voice.
so Clark Gregg, Russell Crowe, and Christian Bale all walk into a bar. And
Yeah.
And things get rowdy.
It's about to get real in here.
Yeah, I'm going to pull out my batarang. And then you go, it's not going to do much against my rock giants.
Yeah. Unless you hit them in the chest, because then they explode.
I have rock giant spray on my belt.
I've been to Tahiti. It's a magical place. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Lights Camera Cleveland on Whoop FM 99.9. We're here every Monday from 6 to 8 talking about movies. You know, we'll be around next week. In the meantime, you can find us at lightscameracleveland.com. I am the Hollywood Slinky, and I love movies.
I'm AMC Mike, and I love movies.
I'm the Ken Dog, and I like movies. Love movies.
I'm Austin, and I love movies.
Let's
all love movies together. Or something. There we go.
Is this what's the frequency, Kenneth?
It is.
Tired of us asking you that?
All that old Christian
It's
rock got me wanting some good old-fashioned 90s REM.
Yeah, but it's 99.9.
Clearly.
We'll see you next week.
What you say?